Hey beautiful souls, Hannah here from Reality Awareness. Welcome to my live stream. And we are doing psychic readings tonight. So fully just want to focus on psychic readings tonight actually. Unless we start talking about other things, of course. As always, it tends to happen, it leads into other things. And always guys, if you miss out on a psychic reading on a live stream, of course, when you watch the replay, if you have your question in mind or be thinking about your question or feeling it, and then like literally have the video in front of you and be asking your question in your mind, right? Hold your question and then literally like move the little toggle, like you know how you can fast forward across a video, right? A replay. And just like go across and just intuitively stop it and just press play, and it will be a message for you in relation to what you're asking about, okay? So if you guys miss out, there's always the replays, and on my website on realityawareness.com, you can go into the self-help section and there's actually like a psychic reading page, and all the live streams that I do with like psychic readings is literally like all listed on there of all different live streams that I've done. And literally again, you can use it as an oracle, so you can go to that page and literally like ask the question in your mind, and then you can, you know, like go and just scroll through the whole page, you know, and choose a video and stop. So hey beautifuls, let me share this as always, and we should get started tonight. How cute are you tonight? Matching beanie and jumper. I know, I was like, oh, I'm matching. Yeah, thank you. All right, so where is the live stream? Let me share it. Coming right up. How are we feeling tonight? I was curious how you guys are feeling too, because this morning, so I know I'm in Australia and it's nighttime here now. So this morning, so about, what are we now? What's time? Yeah, about 12 hours ago, I was feeling like really angry, and like I was like, wow, like why am I so angry? And I'm like, am I picking up somebody's energy? And I like went on for a few hours and I was like, what's this raw energy? Like it was really strong. And then I was like listening to some clients and they're like, is there a fighting energy around or something in the planets? Like what's going on? Like, you know, and I was like, yeah, there is a bit actually, like I've been feeling it too. So I'm really curious how you guys have been feeling, because I was like, am I picking up someone? And when I was tuning into it, I was like, well, it could be several people that I, you know, came to mind. But at the same time, I also thought, you know, like I was getting the message around like planetary and stuff. And then I was like, oh, is it full moon soon? I was like, oh, not really. It's like 10 days away. But we're also like coming out of the new moon eclipse. Like we're kind of moving away from that a little bit. So yeah, okay, all right. Let me share this and I'll be conscious and present with your comments. So I got that one. Yeah, it lets me share it fast. It's awesome. Sweet. Okay. Done. Posted. All right. Getting pulled around. Yeah, let me bring these comments up, hey? We shall check in with what's going on. Oh, yay. Yeah, see, there's like some good things happening with people. Let me read these comments. So hey, Alina and Tammy, hi. Deborah, Charmaine, hi Tina from Canada, hi Diane, hi Karen. And Renee, is it Renea? Is that how you pronounce that? Becky, hi. Hi Annie, hi. So Alina's emotional and scattered. Dana Murta is hello. Oh, hi. I'm like, I know we've spoken about your name, and I'm like, I don't know who to call you now. It's kind of interesting. Like just figured out how to pronounce your name, and then you can change it now. So Alana says, feeling very flat and just not myself today. Okay, cool. And I really want to like speak to this, because when I was tuning into it, I was kind of like getting a sense for some people as well. So it's kind of interesting. So let me speak to that. So Mars, so Alina says getting pulled around. Karen says today has actually been the best day by far in a long time. Yeah, like after my anger, like when I was like, oh, it's not, like I knew it wasn't mine. Like, you know, I was just feeling it. It wasn't like, oh, why am I so angry? You know, it was just like, oh, this is interesting in a way, right? Because it's actually been really good for me as well. Like the past, I don't know, little while since I've recovered and like get back on track, I was like, like life's amazing. So especially finding my wings out in the middle of nowhere, like out in the middle of the desert, right? Like just like these wings, like just these white angel wings in the middle of the desert with like this long drop. I'm like drove like past it, like zoom past it. I was like, oh my God, I have to turn around. It was so amazing, right? So yeah, it's like just like wings on top of everything else. Like, oh, it's amazing. So hey, Catherine, hey, Penny. So Tina says, oh, I've been upset about a chipmunk that hurt my dog. Oh, that my dog hurt, and a sick moose that is hanging around my workplace. Oh my goodness. Lots of sick animals, like injured and sick animals. It's interesting energy around you. So Renee says different emotions. So Mars is conjunct Saturn. Yeah. Yeah, there was something about that. And I saw something, because Dad watches the news and we had dinner and I was like, was on mute because we're talking. But like they had something on the sun and we like just missed it. I'm like, why were they showing the sun on the news? Like they were showing, you know, I was like, that's the sun. And I'm like, quick, can we? And I'm like, how do I use this remote? I'm like, I don't know. So I couldn't. We missed it. Of course, I could Google it, but I was really curious what they were talking about with the sun. I was like, why would they have that on the news? I know there's like some, I don't know, maybe there's solar flares or something. I don't know. Anyway. So Angela says, hello, I'm new here. Please, I'd love a reading. Yes, I'll get to the readings in a moment. I'm just checking in with everyone. I was just going to start off with the readings, but now we're chatting, so hang on a sec. Thank you for your patience while I get to the readings. I just like to connect with you all. So hi. So hey, Gail. Hi. Is it Ayana? Is that how you pronounce your name? I think I read for you before, didn't I? Or a while ago or something. I remember that name. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Or maybe I'm getting you confused with somebody else. Been feeling it for a week. Okay. Love the pinks. Thanks. Me too. All right. So James, Diane, inbox me now for an accurate reading and intuitive guidance. Oh, this is interesting. Who's this guy on my page? I don't know who this dude is. All right. So I guess you could get a reading from him. So interesting. All right. So who's this dude? All right. You look warm and comfy. Yes, because it's dropping down to 2 degrees here. Lucky I'm like used to the cold now. Hey, like Dad was like, I got here and Dad was like, oh, it's pretty cold. And I'm like, nah, 18 degrees is not cold. Like I was so hot because it's been 13 degrees tops, like down in Victoria where I was. And then like driving up, if you guys saw my story, I like stopped where I was like posting stuff. We have reception in the middle of nowhere. There's a big tower. And I'm like, oh, okay, I just gotta pull over for a second and like did this work. And then, yeah, it was like, I was like, oh my, like I could feel the sun like coming through the car window, like burning my ear. And I was like, oh my God, the sun. I'm like, how warm is it? And I've been outside like tanning and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so good. Even though it's not really hot, but it's hot from whatever it just came from. So good. I look cute in the hat. Thanks. This is my beanie. Appreciate it, guys. Lots of love receiving. All right. Okay. Okay, I don't know who this dude is, but you know, just come on my live stream and just like tell everyone to inbox you. And yeah, I know, so unprofessional of him. No reading, thanks. I know, I just banned him from my page. Like, who does that? Oh yeah, I'm just gonna like go onto people's pages and like tell everybody to inbox me and I'll give you an accurate reading. Like, yeah, no. No, I just banned him from my page. Like, not okay, guys. Like, like I've never spoken to him, never seen him. No. So do stuff like that, like boundaries, guys. Like, no. Yeah, very unprofessional. I don't think so. All right. Okay, Lisa, hearing you'd like a reading. I will intuitively pick people shortly. So yes, the wings were awesome. Yes, happy Saturday, Jennifer, for sure. Hi, Alex. So Rory says, I felt called to rest and nurture my soul today, and feeling so full of love, I feel like I could burst. I know there's this, like, there's some people that are like really like down and upset and emotional. And then there's some people who are just like, oh my God, like life is amazing at the moment, right? And I really want to speak to that, okay? So, because you know how I always talk about these two webs, but I was actually getting the message about it because I was listening to my clients and other messages and stuff today. And, you know, with this, you know, like not just the web, but also the timelines. Like, you know how I always talk about, okay, I'm talking about it now. So, you know how I always talk about the 18-month healing cycle, and it's usually like 18 months to, you know, like an 18-month healing cycle. So it's like, you know, you go through something for 9 months and there's like 18 months and it kind of like hits reality at the 9-month point and the 18-month point. And it's like this, like everything that happened sort of 9 or 18 months ago kind of comes up again. But it's literally like a clearing of the threads so that we can clear the energy to, like, you know, like move forward sort of thing. It's like, you know, it's almost like you're working on it for 18 months in a way, right? It'll come around again, and then maybe that's like a spiral up, you know, and we come around and we hit the spiral and we keep going and keep going, keep going. But as we do, it's not that we're going around in circles. We kind of come up another level, right? Another vibration, you know, sort of thing. And so with like the, you know, the 18 months, like if you guys who are not feeling good, if you're like, you know, feeling quite emotional and you're like, why is this happening again? Or your life might be falling apart. You might be at a point where what's actually hitting reality is the reality of your reality, right? Which can be really confronting, which can cause a lot of tears and pain and, you know, all sorts of things where, you know, like relationships are not in alignment anymore, and you're like, you know what, like, you know, like you're bawling your eyes out because you know, and the grief, you know you can't continue in this relationship, and you kind of trying, but you already know, like, do you know what I mean? And like, just even maybe it's a career or a path you thought you were walking on or something like that. So you might be in a really transitioning dark, I say dark, but it's just like a big, huge life transition point. Like you might still be in the relationship and you need to like, you need to move on, right? And it can be really, really confronting. And so those people who are at that point, I really ask you to, you can share or don't have to share, but, you know, like check in, you know, like where are you on the timeline? You know, like if you think back to 9 months ago, what was going on in your life, right? So where are we now? So this is June. So it'd be about September, October last year. So kind of events that were going on September, October last year. You know, and so that's 18 months, that's 9 months ago. And then if we rewind again another 9 months, that would take us back to, what is it, this January 2018. Yeah. So you'd be kind of just tuning in of like what, you know, what's going on with that, you know, like what was going on at those 9 month and 18 month points a time, you know, ago. Is there similar patterns kind of coming up now, right? Because Renee, when you say family member trying to fight again, why does this keep repeating? You know, like that whole thing, you know, when you really look at those timelines at the moment, this is like a time where it's kind of all coming up again. And as I said, it's coming up because it's another layer of let go. It's another layer of, you don't need this shit in your life, right? In a sense of when you said, oh, there's all these comments, I better get through them. Someone just commented them about, you know, the family member, why does it keep happening, right? And so it gets to a point where you have to set boundaries, you know, and this is where, you know, reality is hitting reality and it's really confronting. And even with family members, we need to set boundaries and walk away from them just like we would any other toxic relationship. And that's usually the hardest because it's family. Like, do you know what I mean? Like family, friends, like it's usually the hardest, right? And so when we can understand, and this is the thing that I say to my clients, you know, like when we are walking away from family members or what have you, or anyone, it's easier to walk away when we tell ourselves it's not forever. Okay, so when we can, you know, like set boundaries and just, this is not okay and blah, blah, blah. Like when we can, you know, set boundaries and in yourself go, you know what? I love you, but I love you more and I'm not tolerating this and there's no more contact, right? Whatever boundary you set, okay? But in yourself, you'll be like, okay, for a year, for a couple of months, couple of weeks, for a year, couple of years, I just need to do my thing. Like, just stop, just leave me alone. Like, you know, and, you know, but if we say, okay, I'm never speaking to you ever again, you know, and in yourself, you're just like, that's like the cutting off from core, right? And that's hard, yeah. But when we can know in ourselves it's just for a few weeks, few months, for years, that's manageable rather than forever. Okay, so when we look at these you know, timelines, we can really just know that it's another layer stripping away, another layer stripping away, because we're in the middle of a huge eclipse season, right? And this eclipse season, the last time it happened was in August 2018. So if you also think back to August 2018, right? July, August, September 2018, those sort of months and what was going on in your life then may also be repeating. And if it's not with the same people, it might be repeating patterns, but with different people, okay? Now, when we look at that, it's like, well, these are the same patterns. Why are they happening again? It's kind of like, okay, well, if we look at these repeating patterns, then what we can actually do is go, okay, well, the same thing's happening, but with somebody else, and then somebody else, and somebody else, but it's the same stuff. That's when we really get to look inside and be able to go, okay, is it them? Or is it me? What do I need to shift within me so I can shift my reality so I don't just keep attracting the same thing in a different person, right? And that's where the deep inner work really comes in, yeah? All right, started to talk about stuff. So I'll go through these comments and then we'll start on the readings. So Dana Murder says, Venus is moving forward. That feels much lighter. And that's the love. Isn't Venus all about the love, right? So yeah. Hey, Greg, lovely to have you here. Yes, he replied to me too. Yeah, I know. I just, I blocked him from my page. Oh, close enough pronunciation. Okay, Ayana. Okay. All right. I call you Ayana. I feel humbled. I can call you Ayana. Yeah. Yep. That James guy, he is out of there. I will, Alana. I will definitely say hi. I'm sure he would love to say hi back. So cold in Melbourne. Yeah, well, it's 2 degrees here. Apparently it was really cold in Brisbane as well, where I'm originally from. Well, north of there. Yep. All right, lots of people asking for readings. We will start in a minute. Okay. Thought it was out of order. Take cheek. Yeah, I know. Like, who does that? Yeah, I'm just going to go on someone's live stream and, like, you know, I don't know. Good luck to those who want to choose him to do a reading, because, I don't know, it's like out of integrity. Why would you get a reading from someone who's out of integrity? Anyway, whatever. Wonder how that's working out for him. Okay, so Karen says, today I went out and bought some new Oracle cards and the Miss of Avalon, as I've wanting to read it for ages. Oh my God, yes. Oh, she's reading the Miss of Avalon. Ta-da! Welcome, priestess. Welcome. Welcome home, I should say. So good. I also grabbed a couple more of her books. Oh, I love them. There's 3. So the Miss of Avalon, the Lady of Avalon, and oh my God, there's another one. How did I not remember this? There's another one. There's 3 almost in this, like they're in a series almost. But yeah. Oh my God, I hope you got others. All right, been much better and lighter since Thursday. I was driving, so I was really tired. I shouldn't say that. I had lots of energy. I kept telling myself driving I had lots of energy, but I definitely passed out when I got here. Well, that night. Okay, all right, let's have a look. Emotional 9 months ago too. Yeah, and this is the thing, you know, so when we have a spiritual awakening or big life change, you know, at the 6-month point and then at the 9-month point, it like hits reality. And then at 18 months, it all hits reality again. But again, it's like a stripping away. Yeah. Okay, Greg. Okay, thank you, Greg. Thank you for this astro update. So Greg's an astrologer. So people are feeling good due to the sun aspect to asteroid. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Hygeia? I don't know. Plus Venus is now direct. Woohoo! But Mercury retrograde in Cancer is offering us a chance to reflect on what and where home is for us. Home is where the heart is. Oh, funny about that. If you guys know me and follow me and have known my story, well, home is where the heart is. That's right. Oh, my home journey. I'm wondering how long. Okay, Mercury in retrograde in Cancer is offering us a chance. I think that only went retrograde. I'm like, I've been looking for my home since December, so I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, so Ray says, I'm doing well in life. I feel lost sometimes. 33 single and still trying to find where I'm meant to be. And I just want to point out, from the age of 28 to 35 is a huge, I don't know if you want to say awakening time. I don't know what it is. At 28, obviously, is, you know, is it Saturn returns? Like, you know, it's a big year, like Saturn returns. And then, you know, that whole space of 28 to 35 is like this big like recalibration wake up space. Like people are like, you know, especially when they hit 28, like you can see it in people in relationships and all that sort of thing. Like people are like, you know, they don't really voice this, but what's going on underneath is like, oh my God, like I'm 28, you know, like I'm 33, like, you know, like people are like, oh my God, like what's going on with my life? Like, where am I meant to be? Like, this is not what I saw for myself. Like, and relationships can turn to shit. Like, just all this stuff can go really bad. But what it is people waking up to their reality and they're like, but this is not what I envisioned for myself. But if you ask them, well, what did you envision for yourself? And did you work towards that? They'll be like, I don't know. And no, like, you know, it's like this thing. Well, some people would, of course, but it's a big pivotal age point in our developmental growth as a human being in our life from 28 to 35. So I guess I just wanted to share that because I guess it's very normal, should we say, to feel that between 28 to 33. Yeah. So I'm not saying it's okay to feel lost, but I just wanted to share that, right? And if you guys haven't seen my You're Not Lost, You're Recalibrating video, is really, really helpful. So please send me a message if you'd like to watch that and I can send you the link. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, awesome. All right. So Penny says, I've had different emotional stages through these astrological events and have been doing lots of self-care. Yes, lots of self-care. Yes, yes, yes. I'm really going to check out these timelines. Yeah, honestly, like have a look, like just, you know, think back. Like it's really helpful because then we're like, when we're in the present moment and we can like recalibrate, we're just like, oh, okay, yeah, that was going on. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay, cool, right? My cat. You know, it's not like, it's like, oh, that's what's going on, rather than, oh my God, like what's happening to my life? You know, it's like we can get a real, it just helps us recalibrate, and it's just, yeah, it just doesn't make it as bad in a way. We know what we're working on, so we can work on it to shift it. Yeah. So Karen says, been really wanting to move to the coast and have a fresh start, was tossing up whether to go now at the end of the year, as I have 2 boys in grades 12 and be hard trying to move them. Yes. The house is still available, and if not, to go. Will catch me. So I messaged again about having another, and she's saying, so we just rented it out. I thought I'd be upset, but I'm content and know that everything will happen in divine timing. Yeah, awesome that you got your answer about that, because I was going to say, oh, grade 12. But then, yeah, it's so close, right? Love that you asked the universe for a sign and you got your answer. Like, if you guys are stuck, like, remember to ask. You know, it's like such a big thing that we forget to ask the universe. We forget to ask the angels, and they're right there waiting for us. The angels of 100% light is what you want to say. 44 every day. 44. I don't have my angel numbers book with me. 44 is the angel number though. All right. This makes heaps of sense. Things are easier once you have a bit of understanding about what's happening. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. All right, seeing all you guys asking for a reading. We'll definitely get to them in a moment. I feel like I've been doing that on an earth level, like the earth is having a dark night of the soul and seeing the reflections. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, I just had a dream about something. Oh, get this, guys. It's a numerology year 4 this year, is it? I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I saw something. What did you say, Tracy? Okay, so I feel like I've been doing that on an earth level. Like the earth is having a dark night of the soul and seeing the reflections. Yes. I want to see if I can just bring something up here. Because this was like, whoa, like really shifted me, which is, it's like a no-brainer, but it really shifted me, right? And, okay. I'll just show you the image. The image is not really the thing, but I'm just going to show you it. And then I'm going to read out what it says. So you can see it's Robert Edward Grant on Instagram. Okay, and that's just a repeating little video. And again, it's not like a no-brainer, but it really shifted me. I was like, whoa, like this took me to another level. Dark is not the absence of light. Rather, it's opposite condition of light's expression. I'll read it again. Dark is not the absence of light. Dawn agrees. Rather, it is the opposite condition of light's expression. It's pretty amazing, right? And it's like, it makes total sense, but it was like this no-brainer that just total shifted me. you know, and maybe because I've just been going through a lot of dark stuff. And like, I'm fine in the dark, and now I'm like, whoa, no, like I prefer to be in the light. And when we look at the opposites, you know, and like it's a no-brainer, but at the same time, I don't know, it really shifted me. For some reason, I had to share that because, as you said, Tracy, like Earth is having a dark night of the soul and seeing the reflections. And it's like, yeah, like Earth is going through this big thing. And if we look at how many of us have been doing our internal work and personal development work and becoming more conscious, so we're becoming more light beings, we're becoming more high vibrational, we're becoming more light, right? And so those that haven't been doing the work or are a lower vibration on the planet, it's almost like, you know, because we're rising in the light or whatever, it's almost like the people who haven't been doing the work are having, I don't know if it's more of a hard time or they're just not, they're unconscious. So they're like, you know, it's like, because they're like almost fighting the awakening in a way. And so when we, you know, when we choose the light, it's like, that's the opposite. And remember, I've been saying for a little while, like we're expanding in the light, so the dark's expanding too. Like we're all expanding in both directions. Oh yeah, it's so interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Penny says, I've also been on a spiritual journey for the last 18 months and I got a lot of personal development work. I feel like I've let go of a lot of things, set my boundaries and ready for change. Yes, so important is the boundary setting. The Miss of Avalon, the Priestess of Avalon, and the Ancestors of Avalon. Oh my God, the Ancestors of Avalon. I have not read that one. Thank you. Put it on my list. I shall put it on my list. Yes, please pick it up. Avalon. Allison, yes. Oh my God, what timing for you? This is the timing. Oh my God, for you, Allison. Oh my God, I just had a session with Allison today. Oh my gosh. Yes, what timing? Yes, you did get me live again, Lee. Okay. Yes, you'd love the link to the video on not being lost. Yes, you're not lost, you're recalibrating. Guys, it's like the most important video you will ever watch of your life. Well, maybe. There's lots of other videos. Okay, you're gonna have to send me a message about that because it's asking for my password to log into YouTube and I'm not doing that right now. So you're gonna have to send me a message because I'll probably, no, I won't forget. All right, awesome. So Dana Murder says, yes, definitely same as July, August 2018, left my old job. Yes, from female attitudes. So interesting, right? The matriarchal starting to like rise like in a big way, right, for us to really work on. Of course, there's always both matriarchal and patriarchal, so male and female, masculine and feminine. And last week I found out I'm going to be working with someone who has similar attitudes. It's a thing, isn't it? I've searched myself to see if it's a reflection of me, but I really don't think so. But it's to do with my own self-confidence and speaking up for myself. Yes, and this is the thing, right? So if it's like, okay, do I have these behavioral traits? Maybe, right? Sometimes we do, right? And we don't realize, or sometimes we used to, right? And if we don't, we can't see that in ourselves, then yes, it's about speaking up, having confidence to like speak louder and stand up for yourself and set boundaries and say, you know what, this is actually not okay, and take the necessary action to, you know, really implement those boundaries by saying no to that person, or by going to the supervisor, or going higher up, or you know, getting a domestic violence order, or leaving the place. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a thing about, okay, what do I still need to learn about this pattern? You know, like, what is the gifts that I need to learn about this pattern? Yeah. And really asking and seeing that. Okay. There is 44 watching. So awesome. Yeah, I've been getting multiple 4s. Yeah, 4s is the angel numbers, yeah? 11, 11s, 12, 5, 4, 1, 3. Yes, angels are present. They sure are. Okay, now we're ready for readings. I know a lot of you have asked already, but how I work with the readings is I'm going to ask everyone who would like a reading is to type in the comments now. Yes, please, I would love a reading. And that way I've got a list of fresh people who are live, because you have to be live on the live stream to receive a reading. And then I will intuitively scroll through and let the angels pick through me about who I choose intuitively. Oh my goodness, it's so cold in here. The bottle's gone. Oh, the bottle's gone. Like it all sucked in. Okay, awesome. I'll let the yeses come through. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Oh, I got both my cats on the bed. Okay. Oh, Vanessa, that doesn't sound good. You've just been through sexual assault this week. Can you tell me, did you go to the police? Can you please let me know that? All right, so I'm just scrolling through this list. Okay, Karen. Trusting that Karen's still here because she just commented in. All right, Karen. They have said, Karen, talking about standing up for our beliefs. Well, what do we know here, right? So assertiveness. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. And it's so interesting because you just shared about the house, right? How much yellow is it? I didn't realize like the whole wall behind me is like full yellow as well. So interesting. Lots of solar plexus, lots and lots of solar plexus energy, standing up for ourselves, self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, all of that, right? So standing up for your beliefs, like this feels like a card for you, Karen. And I know you just shared about, you were questioning about moving to the coast and you asked for sign and it's just been rented. And so I assume that you're staying where you are until your boys finish school now. Kind of got your answer, right? I feel like this is related to a relationship though. I don't think that you're in a relationship. I don't know. But it feels like the boundaries have dropped with this particular relationship, and I have a feeling you know who I'm talking about. And so it was kind of like you had strong boundaries in place, and then it's like you needed, I don't know, it's like it's just they've become loose, maybe is a word for it. But I feel like there's been kind of little whips in a way, and you've just kind of been like, oh, like, and not doing anything about it because it hasn't been that bad. But I feel like this is like really to, I guess, put those strong boundaries back up, I guess in a gentle way. I don't know if that's a thing, right? But it's almost like stop the little whips before it escalates or something. So and I feel like it's an old relationship, yeah. So like I know that like black bits going into like a tree trunk or something, but I feel like it's old and in the past. It's still current, right? It's still in your life, but it's not, what it used to be. But I just feel like the boundaries have dropped a bit. So please, can you just tidy that up a bit or something? Is what it feels like. The bottom card of the deck for you, Karen, is patience, please. So I do feel like that is, around the house and your sons and stuff like that. But yeah, just to pull those boundaries back up and just strengthen the boundaries. Also getting as well, like the boundaries around your self-care. So I'm not sure if you've dropped the boundaries with yourself. Oh, you just said, but I think the relationship with self. There we go. I feel like I've let everything go this year and have now decided to focus back on my meditation, self-care, etc. Okay, that's what it is. The old relationship of self, right? Oh, look, this has dropped out too. Is new career. I was just shuffling, but it just dropped out. So new career. I'm still talking to you, Karen. What's with the light tonight? The light's so bright. Look how much light is in the new career. I can't even see the card. Right? So it's so interesting getting back to self, back to meditations, back to all of that. Your work focus is shifting in a positive, new and successful direction. This is what will like recalibrate that back. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Why isn't this like, okay. I don't know. There's so much light in it. Do you see how much light is in that part? Look at it. Oh my goodness. It's just like, yeah, it's just like this portal of light. Are you going to step through with those strong boundaries so that no one else can, right? But you in the highest light. All right, so I'm going to scroll through again. It fully just dropped out and I was still talking to you. So Vanessa says, yes, very thankful the police have been so supportive and I'm waiting to hear from the DA hopefully on Monday. Okay, awesome. Yes, if you don't hear from them, please contact them. So grateful that that is involved. Yes, being really the pull again with moving forward with my healing and my business plan. As if you needed more confirmation, that card just fell out. All right, so I'm going to tune in for somebody else. All right. I know, so much light in it, right? All right. So next person. Okay, is Anne Ivor still here? So she doesn't have a profile picture. Oh yeah, I think you're still here. I'm just gonna double check you're still here and just wait for a yes because, oh yeah, I think you are. You just put it in again. Yeah, so Anne Ivor. Okay. I know there's a bit of a delay. All right, the cards have already been pulled. Yes, I thought you were. Okay. So this is the first card that I pulled for you, Anne. Cancel, clear, delete. Use only positive words and thoughts as they are rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. Now, it's interesting because when I pulled the card out, like another one, you know, like pulled out halfway with it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. What is the card? And this one, and like, there's cancel, clear, delete, right? Use only positive words. But that sword, the sword in Archangel Michael's hands, I imagine it's Archangel Michael. It's almost like, it feels like there's a lot of negativity around you. Yeah, it really does feel like there's a lot of negativity around you, a lot of harsh energy around you. And sometimes, like, we need the sword to like cut through the darkness. We need the sword to like cut through all the stuff. And the card that literally had come out like with it is cut your cords. Yeah. Now I'm someone who's passionate about not telling people to just cut cords willy-nilly, because we can cut cords and sometimes we need to, yes, but we need to make sure we do the follow-up work from cutting the cords, because otherwise they just come back and back and back. But I'm really curious, and like it feels like your environment, so your house situation, perhaps a relationship, or just, you know, I don't know if it's an intimate relationship or family or something, but it feels like there's a lot of negativity around you. And so cut the cords is Archangel Michael. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. Yeah. And I just feel like there's a lot of negativity around you, and I feel like it's time to get support, get help to get out of there. So I don't know if I'm not sure if that resonates with you or not, if that's your situation. And just to confirm it, what I was picking up, the bottom card for you is the third eye chakra card. Maybe I hold it like this. I'm kind of getting it. Look how much light's in the third eye. Okay, it's this light thing tonight. So the third eye chakra, okay? And the third eye chakra, all about relationships. And so that is confirming what these messages are, okay? That there's a lot of negativity around you, like the cancel, clear, delete. You know, like sometimes it's really freaking hard to stay positive when there is that much negativity around you. Yeah, it's like, look at all the darkness and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's really, really hard to stay positive, and we can do all the spiritual work and all this and try and stay positive. But when there's that level of darkness and heaviness around you, it's really hard to stay positive. Yeah. So whatever situation you're in, if you need support, please reach out. You know, I do work with clients and everything. There's lots of different people that do that sort of work and help people get out of situations. You know, and just basic self-care to really like be positive, right? But sometimes it's really, really hard in that sort of a situation. So Archangel Michael's coming through really strongly. It's like, yeah, please reach out for support and get some help, yeah? For that environment and situation, it's not conducive to your health. It's getting like it's making you feel sick, but it almost like on a, not even energetic, it's almost like physically, like not well. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to you or read for you before, but that's what I'm picking up. So please reach out for some help, okay? Of course, if you're ready to receive the help. All right, so next card. So I'll get you guys to comment in again. And I'll also tune in who this one is for. Hey, Joy. Okay. All right. Who's this card from? 4. 4. All right. Okay. Here's the comments coming in. Let's check them out. So I got my laptop down here if you guys don't notice when I'm looking down. I'm just scrolling through the comments. Easier than my phone, otherwise you're welcome, Anne, you're so welcome. All right, so this card is for Deborah Gabbard. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Okay, Deborah, it's interesting. The Pendragon, yeah, the Pendragon, pure male energy. And look, it's green. It's green like the heart chakra, and there's a full moon down the bottom of the dragon. Now, I feel like there is no brainer with the green dragon for the heart and the moon. There is some male heart healing needing to go on. Like, it's almost like your heart is like, okay, it's almost like your heart is shattered, but your heart is full, protected, don't know the right words, from, you know, shattered from the male energy, but then it's almost like there's walls up around the heart from the shatteredness holding it together. They're not walls, but it's not the heart being repaired itself. It's almost like glad wrap over the top, sticking it together or something, like holding it together. And I feel like that's like your energy of like, okay, I just got to hold it together because I don't know what else to do, you know? So interesting. Talk about Avalon. Yes, the Pendragon. Yes, how is that? Oh my gosh, Avalon is on the air tonight. So interesting because, oh, in the new moon eclipse, I was like, hang on a sec, we were just like drawing on that energy from the new moon. What's today? From last Sunday. So interesting. Oh, can't wait to see what comes through in the full moon ceremony. It's about 10 days, guys. If you want to join us, you can catch the replay of the new moon ceremony that we just did. And then on, I think it's the 4th or 5th of July, it's the lunar eclipse. It's the last eclipse of the season. So anyway, I'm curious what comes through because there was lots of Avalon energy that came through in the new moon. And the Pendragon, if you guys don't know, Pendragon is like, is King Arthur is the Pendragon. Like King Arthur's, is it Arthur Pendragon? That's his name, I think. But that's his family bloodline. Yeah, it's the dragon. So yeah, that's so awesome, right? So yeah, so Deborah, it's like you're holding it together because you don't know any other way in a way. The way to heal your heart, this is so interesting, the way to heal it is to take action. Look, she's holding a sword and she even looks like Morgana. Well, I don't know what Morgana looks like. The Morrigan, similar names, but check out the sword, right? And so this sword, yeah, and it's like take action. That's what it says. So Deborah, to heal your heart, right, because in there, like, it's almost like I said, like the glad wrap's just kind of holding the heart together of the shattered pieces. It's not healed. It's just like, okay, I just need to hold it together because I actually don't know what else to do. But the thing that's going to heal your heart is to take action. Yeah. So to take action on the things that your heart's calling you to do, your heart's telling you to do, your heart's making you leap into the faith, like jump off the cliff and fly like the dragon, not fall, fly, because you will, but you must take action. And the action that your heart is calling you to take, that you've been scared to take, that you keep putting off, that you keep what's the word, not distracting, procrastinating about, that action is the key to healing your heart. We can do all the meditations and everything in the world, but it's the action for you specifically in this moment, Deborah, that is actually going to heal all the shattered pieces. Yeah? That's your message. Beautiful, strong Pendragon. I'm actually just going to just scan this page and just see if there's something else about this. Okay, I just got to read about the Pendragon. Yes, Arthur Pendragon, yes. So about the Pendragon, Pendragon literally translates from the Welsh as chief dragon. It was the last name of King Arthur and his father, Uther Pendragon. It means chief, and within the Dragonfey energy of this name is the ability to defend and protect, to rule, and to be a strong leader. The Pendragon is a ruler amongst Dragonfey, and as such, his responsibilities as well as his influence are vast. He is powerful, but a loving heart truly does beat beneath the fierce exterior. Above all true and loyal, he is a faithful and passionate lover too. The Pendragon will move mountains and travel the earth and beyond to be united with his love. He will also do all he can for his offspring, even to the extent of building a foundation which will shelter them for years to come. Deborah, above all true and loyal, he is a faithful and passionate lover. The Pendragon will move mountains and travel the earth and beyond to be united with his love. Deborah, when you take action, all your dreams, including a true and faithful, loyal lover, will turn up. But you have to stop procrastinating and take action. Okay? Yes? All right. Who's next? The head of the dragon, pen head. Yes. Yes. Okay. Who's next? All right, going to intuitively see who is being chosen and drawn for a reading. Mimi, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Midnight. Mimi. Mimi. Okay, who's this card for? All right, there's two again. All right, let me see. Okay. So there's two here. There's two cards and there's two names, but I have a feeling there's similar readings for both. And I know you've commented under each other, but I first saw one and then I kept scrolling and then I came back and I saw the other one, but you're right underneath it. So I'm just like, okay, like there's something going on with both of you. So I'm going to read both of you at the same time. And obviously I'll tune in separately as well. But I feel like the message is for both of you, but there's some, I don't know, there's some interlink. So I think it's pronounced Michaela. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, because I don't know that that's, oh, maybe it is. Michaela, it's just spelled differently, I think. So M-I-C-A-H-L-A. So Michaela Leah Island Higgs. and Meg Grace. Okay, so you both commented close to each other, and like I said, I was like, yeah, okay, there's something here for both of you. I did pull two cards, but I feel like they're the same message. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to read the cards and then tune in to see which is which or both. So the first one, don't dim to fit in. I don't know if this was last Tuesday's reading. This came up recently. Anyway, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Now, there's 3 women on this picture. The triangle's on there. The triple goddess is on there. Okay. And like the triple goddess, Maiden, Mother, Crone, talking about Avalon again, right? So the triple goddess. So first of all, triple goddess, Maiden, Mother, Crone, feminine, matriarchal healing. This here, I feel like there is something to do with the maiden more so. So I'm not sure if either of you have a daughter, but I also feel that this is more about you coming into your maidenhood. Yeah, so you coming into like as we hit puberty and then coming into teenager and adulthood. Okay, so I feel like how is the artwork? It's so beautiful, right? I feel like, okay, so if this is the card, like don't dim to fit in, right? It's like, if you look at how are you dimming to fit in now, okay, what's going on in your life currently? Are you dimming, it's almost like it's like you're stepping out and then you're like, you step out, but it's like you get pulled back, but somebody in your life is doing that to you in a way, or you feel, I don't know what the word is, you feel like you're rocking the boat by stepping into your power in a way, okay? And then if we look at, like relating that to the maiden, okay, because if the maiden, and we're talking about this on the other live stream, actually, the other day we started talking about how to connect with your teenager and the rites of passage. I need to do a live stream on that on its own. I think it's so important. So on the rites of passage and, coming into, puberty, like from 8 years of age is when our hormones start to change, right? And we start to develop and stuff. And, so much happens in that time where we, like, especially our generation and beyond, like back on the old generations, it's such a taboo topic, like here's a book, read it, like it's so like hush hush and, and we feel like embarrassed and, like if we didn't have a supportive, conscious parent, you know what I mean? Like bringing us up in a way. And really allowing ourselves to do that. So we like shy away and hide in that regard, right? And this is why sexuality is such a big thing to heal on our spiritual journey, because it's not just sex itself and sexual trauma from relationships in the past, but it's also how we feel about our body, and how we feel about our body, whether we love our body or hate our body, really stems from that time we hit puberty and how we were responded to by the people around us and how that made us feel, because we're changing. And if we don't receive the same love, or especially with usually with a male parent, we get like we don't get hugs anymore, like we start to develop boobs, for example, and it's like, it's kind of like it's a rejection, right? So then we're rejecting our body and we hide, and so for whatever reason that is coming up in relation to don't dim to fit in relation to whatever's currently going on in your life with somebody right now. What's interesting is, like I said, 2 cards came out with this, and this one is the longing for home. So the Mintakan, I think that's how you pronounce it, Mintakan, the longing for home. So longing for home, belonging, and the original light workers. Now this really ties in with the maiden, coming of age, not feeling like we fit in, dimming, so we don't, like trying to fit in, right? And so whatever's going on right now is way back and stems from that time. Does that make sense? So whatever's going on right now, if you're stuck and trying to, figure out, and you're like, wow, what's going on? Like, look to how you were treated coming to puberty, that, 8 to 14 years of age, like what was going on in your life, what happened in the household, what happened in your family environment, what happened, in that scenario. because that is playing influence on your current space now, right? So maybe you are trying to step out, maybe you are, needing to do, bigger, brighter things, right? And at the same time, you're feeling really misplaced. Like currently today, you're like, I don't know, like, is like in a big, I don't know space. Like, where do I belong? Where is my home? Like, I thought this was it, like what is actually going on? Like, why doesn't this feel like home anymore? Like what, like just, I don't belong. Like, is that kind of sense there. Now it's interesting because the bottom card of the deck is the Keepers of the Earth. It's you are not alone, funnily enough. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Now, I feel like this is a big, like, reconnection into who you are, what you're meant to be, because, and look at the colors on the card, there's lots of blues in that, lots of the aqua blues, lots of like throat chakra, but also I can sense lots of Larimar coming up. Larimar is all about, service, higher purpose. I thought I grabbed my liquid crystal book out. So it's all about service, right? And I feel like this is a big recalibration point around connecting with your inner maiden, connecting with your inner self, which enables you to, like heal that time specifically. And, I say to my clients as well, like, and, in my Trust Intuition course, like that, the coming of age, like the rite of passage, right? When you come into, realizing that you weren't really respected or loved, or you were shunned away, or that's when all the rejection started, and you're still carrying it today. When you can take yourself now as an adult, who you are, take yourself through your own rite of passage ceremony, right? And it could be as simple as putting a line of tea light candles on the ground, right, in a pathway, and you literally stand at one point and you say, as I walk through this path, I am now turning into a woman. I'm deeply loved and respected. I really honor who I am becoming, who I have become. Like, you're literally taking, I'm getting covered in goosebumps as I say this, like you're literally, like, it seems so simple. It is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Yeah. Of course, we can do more elaborate ceremonies, but it is freaking huge. Yeah, it is really life transforming to do something like that. And the reason I'm sharing that is because of the Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. I really feel like this is, again, you coming into your purpose, you coming into finding yourself, you coming into who you're meant to be on this earth, right? So where have I just put the other card? Which was don't dim to fit in. Yeah, like you're born to stand out. So Michaela and Meg, like you have a big purpose that's trying to come out of you, and the part of the like it birthing out is the like, oh, hang on a second, like, hang on, like, why does that keep happening? Or why do I want to shine and then I get shut down? Or why am I feeling so like nervous about this? Why am I feeling so like, do you know what I mean? Like it's really big. Yeah, inner child. Yeah, it's definitely working with inner child. So in my Divine Balance meditation, so I think it's $33 on my website. So if you go realityawareness.com and go scroll down the page to audio meditations, and in there is the Divine Balance. There is literally the masculine and feminine of, like the maiden, the mother, the crone. Then there's the way you can check in. The inner child meditation is in there as well. So you got the whole thing. And of course you got the masculine aspect as well. Then we combine the two. So it's really, really powerful to work, through all of those and really connect. But you can just use the inner child meditation definitely, because the inner maiden, can definitely turn up too. So yes, it's really, really powerful to like work with that, to really reclaim who you are, because so much of us gets lost, right? So the last live stream I did a couple of days ago on my page, if you scroll down, or send me a message and I can send you the direct link. It was really long, so I talked for ages. But if you scroll kind of halfway through when we started talking about, the children and coming of age and that sort of thing, like it's just like the biggest thing you could ever do for yourself, and especially for your children. Like, oh my god, you want, like emotionally intelligent children, like do rites of passage with them. It's so powerful. Okay, Okay, so let me check these comments. Comments. What's with my words tonight? Okay, hang on a second. All right. I'd love to know too. Oh, yes. Which deck is this? Yes. This card deck is awesome, right? So this is the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. I always think it's Rebecca Lee for some reason. I don't know why I say that. Who's Rebecca Lee? Must be someone else, obviously. Yeah, Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. Yeah. So, okay. So Meg, yes. Okay, so Michaela says, I'm a stay-at-home mum of 3 boys under 4 years. Whew, full on. Hats off to 1 week till I'm due with our 3rd. Okay. I didn't really get out much and get to where I find a fit in. Yes, I'm trying, but it gets hard to think about myself for once. Even finding who my friends really are around me is difficult. Oh, I imagine so. I wasn't loved or respected as a teenager by friends or my boyfriend I was with before, so I'm still transitioning to find who I am. Yeah, okay. So I really want to share, like, when, you may already know this, when we have a baby, our baby is in our aura for 3 years. They're literally inside our aura, so that, you know, you can imagine a toddler running around, but they're still connected in our aura. At 3 years of age, they actually separate out of our aura and have their own aura. So they kind of become their own little person in a way, energetically, okay? Now, before that time, we're usually still pretty lost in a way. Like, we literally have a child in our aura, so we don't really know who we are or ourselves. Now, some people might beg to differ about that, but when you really think about your 3-year-old turning 4 and stepping outside of your aura, like you notice, especially with first-time mums, at 3 years of age, at 4 years of age, the mum's kind of like, whoa, like, hang on a second, you know, like the mum almost has an awakening again and comes back into herself. So when you've got more than one child, under 3 in your aura, under 4, you know, it's just something to be mindful of. It's not like bad and oh my god, they're in your aura. Like, no, like, this is natural mumming parenting stuff, right? Like, but it's good to be aware of, okay? Because when we you know, as you say, I'm trying, but it gets hard to think about myself for once, you know, where I fit in or what I'm doing. Like, what you're doing is you're being a mum, right? Of course we can do other things, I'm not saying you can't, but especially when you've got more, like, it's just good to be conscious of, because sometimes we think we need to be doing more and, oh my god, they're more successful and I need to be like them, or I don't know who I am, like, what am I doing? Like, you know, like, it can be like that, especially when we've given birth and we're doing all this, you know, stuff, and then you know, like, and something that's really, you know, if you're gonna do anything, Karen says, also around the time I feel like I need another baby. Yeah, it's so interesting, right? So, you know, and it's just good to be aware of. But something I would just focus on, you know, if there was something to help you start finding yourself, right, is number 1, let go of trying. So don't stress about it. Just realize that you're doing the most, like, powerful task on the earth right now and raising these little beings. Like, it's really, really, like, something, you know, and it goes so fast. And I know everyone tells us that and we're like, oh, I'm so exhausted, right? Or something. But it really does. But the point I'm saying is, do what you can to stay grounded. Okay, grounded and self-care would be the most priority things that I would worry about focusing on, because they're going to lead you to find yourself. Okay, now what do I mean by that? So getting a massage, and you might be like, oh, how do I do that with, you know, 3 kids, you know, or whatever. But even if you have somebody come into your home once a month and, you know, give you a massage, and just have someone come and look after the kids in the other room or something, like, being grounded in your body, especially after giving birth, is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Because when we do give birth, you know, no matter how we give birth, we can sometimes leave our body, and when we leave our body because of the pain or the whole experience or whatever it is, sometimes we don't come back into our body, and so we can also be lost because of that. And the fastest way to get us back and our soul back in our body is through massage and other techniques that help us to stay grounded. Okay, so spending time in nature, you know, exercise, that sort of thing, and obviously be gentle after you've given birth, blah blah blah, but it's a thing, right? So just be really mindful of that. And, you know, like, trust me, you will find who you are. Like, you know, and right now you do know who you are. Your soul knows who you are, right? And the biggest thing is, again, staying grounded and, you know, taking care of yourself, because that's a reconnection back to who you are, right? And everything else flows off from that. Yeah. So yeah, and this is where, you know, like, don't dim to fit in, and, you know, that longing for home, the original light worker is like, who am I, you know, sort of thing. Is kind of like, oh, like, you know, like, what am I doing, you know? So yeah, it can be really powerful just to stay connected to yourself. It leads you back home. This is who you are, right? One step at a time. Yeah, goosebumps. I think I need to do that after inner child work. Yeah, or do it whilst you're doing inner child work. Yeah. Yes, awesome. When you said you had goosebumps, my eyes were teary just then. Yeah, you felt it. I felt it too, yeah? Yeah, so Meg says, I always knew I'm meant for big things. My path, I feel, involved improving something through my science background, something ancient that needs reinvestigating. So interesting you said this, Meg. Can we talk? This morning when I woke up, I had all this like download of information, and I was like doing all this research about certain ancient stuff, and I'm like, why am I looking at this stuff? Like, it was so interesting. So I don't know, maybe we need to talk. This is kind of weird, but anyway, I'm trusting. I just, yeah, obviously you don't have to share, and we don't have to talk. It's just like, I'm like, this is so interesting. Is this why I woke up this morning? Like that. I don't know. It's interesting. So my path, I feel, involved in proving something through my science background, something ancient that needs reinvestigating. And so I just want to say to that, you know, like, if you're getting pulled to something, like, it's so important to trust that, right? It is so important to really trust what you're being called to investigate, prove. Even some people are like, oh, you shouldn't be doing it to prove anything. And it's like, man, like, you know, some people with low self-worth go and create like massive empires, and, you know, that sort of thing is kind of, sometimes you can use it, you know, rather than just, you know, like, there's nothing bad about anything, only if you think so. So, you know, if you're feeling called to do that, like, please do that, right? Yeah, so happy I'm here for card pulls. I love your energy. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, and that's the thing, if I don't read for you, everyone can get anything, you know, out of it. So it's awesome. Yeah. Yes, you'll head that after the live. Yeah, it's a really powerful, I think you're talking about the divine balance when I was talking about it. Like, that meditation pack is like, it is, that also heals like the masculine, feminine, the inner maiden, the inner mother, the crone, the inner youth, the inner father, the sage, like working with those aspects of both male and female, and then also inner child. And then, what was I going to say? It heals generational lineage stuff. Yeah, so it's really, really big in that. All right, so that was something else I think you said here. So funny that you wanted another baby around that time. It's so interesting, right? Okay, so Michaela says, I have fibromyalgia. Oh my goodness, it'd be so heavy and hard and tiring. Oh my goodness. Got that as well. Okay, been trying, yeah, seeing osteopath, yes, and trying to get daycare hours for the boys as they're full of energy and so draining, so I can focus on myself. Yeah, especially when my partner does stay away from home for work for some weeks. Yeah, honestly, it's like you're a single mum, and to do that stuff is really, really supportive, to be able to have that time to rejuvenate, because if you've got more than one child pulling through your aura, like, excuse me, that's a big energy, like, needing to top up yourself. Yeah, so yeah, I love that you're getting that support. So it's awesome. So Rose says, I'm ordering this deck just for the pictures. I don't know anything about what they mean. Yeah, they're very simple. You know, well, simple. Very easy to read, and like, they all come with the instruction booklets. Oh my goodness, the light's too bright in here today. No, it's not too bright. We're just moving into the light. It's so draining. Yeah, it's like self-care and grounding is just like all you can really do at this time. Like, of course we can do more, but honestly, like, just focus on that and it's enough. Yeah. What did we open up to? Oh, boundaries. See, confirming for you about these healthy boundaries to support yourself. Love it. All right. I love that meditation with the mother maiden crone. Yeah. How beautiful is that, right? It's like, oh, such a reconnection. Big on the matriarchal healing. How long ago was it that we did the divine masculine, divine feminine, and then the divine balance full moon ceremonies? I was wondering about that. I think it was last year, like August, September, October, or was it the year before, which would be that August 2018? I don't know. I'd have to check in the full moon ceremony group. I remember we did that though, but I have a feeling it was, you know, almost this time last year. I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day because of the matriarchal that came up on the new moon last week. I was like, oh, when did we do that month thing? I do remember that. So it's interesting you brought that up. I have a feeling it was last year, but I don't know if it was, yeah, think about that. Think I really need to reconnect to myself. Yes. Yep, guys, if you're feeling lost, the fastest way to feel good again, to feel normal again, self-care, 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 self-care. Because when we feel lost, we can be up here and trying to figure it out and analyze, and it just makes it worse. Right? Go for a run, exercise, like get in your body, yoga, gym, like move your body because it moves the energy rather than being stuck up here and going crazy in a way. Okay. All right. Oh, you've never had a reading before. Oh, is that why I chose you both? I don't know. So awesome. Yeah, so interesting, Meg, as well for you about that. So yeah, please follow that because yeah, I don't know, just with what I had come through this morning too, it was just so interesting. I was like, why? I always felt like I was getting distracted. I was like, oh, why am I looking at this? But I know I wasn't, but it was just so interesting, like with the ancient stuff and how that's relating to what's going on in the world today. Like it was just so interesting. I woke up with all that. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. So Michaela's commented, and I just want to point out, guys, so I know some of you are new to my live stream. So the way that Meg says, thank you. It's not a personal gain. It's for the whole of Earth humanity. Yep. That's what our purpose is. That's right. Yeah. And that's what I feel like when I read it. I was like, and that's the thing. And that's what, you know, I guess what I was saying around, you know, not, you know, like when you say I've got to prove something, you know, and it's like sometimes we think and feel that and we're like, oh, well, we shouldn't be doing it to prove anything because, you know, like, you know, it's like a bad thing in society to like prove your worth or whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like this connotation we've got or something. But it's like that can be used for good. Like use that drive, you know, like do it, you know, it's there for a reason and it's pushing you for whatever reason, you know, and deep down, like we know it's aligned with our purpose in humanity or we wouldn't be called to do it, right? So covered in goosebumps. Trust that. Yeah, trust that. Which I know you are. I know you are. It's awesome. Okay. So, all right. So I'm just going to explain these readings again. So a few new people here. So Rose says, good because I feel like all I've been doing for 2 weeks is practicing self-care. Oh, so good. So Meg says, it will change something we thought was true in our history, something overlooked or missed. Good. Yes. Please prove this. Please, because this is the stuff that needs to come out right now. So this is awesome. Yes, I love it. So good. All right. So with the card readings, when I am reading somebody else and people are like, read me, and you keep commenting, like that really, like, I'll say it bluntly, like it annoys me. I'm like, dude, like I'm reading somebody. If you keep commenting, like it doesn't make me want to pick you, you know, like, yes, I intuitively like scroll through and like, maybe I'm choosing, maybe spirit's choosing, like, I don't know, but I literally like close my eyes and I scroll and I stop it, just like I tell you guys to, you know, scroll and stop the thing. So, yeah, like when I finish reading and as you know, you guys are starting to put in here now, I would love a card. Yes, please. I'd love a card. Like now's the time to say that because then I've got a fresh list because as you guys have just experienced, like I will read somebody or 2 people at a time and receive all these messages and we're commenting and having a conversation about it because we all can, you know, receive messages from that is coming through, right? Because if there's a question for someone or a reading for somebody, it can help more than one person. Like, and I solely believe that. So if you guys put in now, yes please, and I will have a fresh list to scroll through and have a look here and see what comes through. Okay, one just fell out, so this is who it's for, so let me choose who it's for. And I was just about to say, as it fell out, that Trust Your Intuition was going to close tomorrow night, and I have extended it for an extra 2 days. I think it's 2 days. So Trust Your Intuition is where I teach everything about how to trust your intuition, about how to be clear, all the spiritual tools about cutting cords and how not to do it and how to do it and all that jazz, that you can become a certified intuitive healer. So I kind of got this thing. I was walking back from Dad's and I was like, what, you want me to extend it till Tuesday night? Like, that's Australian time. And I was like, but I've been extending everything lately. I'm like, I can't keep doing that. Like, no, okay. So Trust Your Intuition has been extended until Tuesday night, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then when I was talking to Spirit on the way back, I was like, I can't keep extending this. And it's like, well, I have been traveling and I've been like, you know, moving and all this stuff. But, you know, once I stay put somewhere for a bit, I'm probably not going to extend stuff. So Trust Your Intuition has been extended until Tuesday. So if you do want to get in and become an intuitive healer and life purpose activator, that is a fully certified training. You don't have to become certified. You don't have to do the training. You don't have to do the certificate. You can do it just for the tools, just for the personal development. There's how to connect to your spirit guides. There's how to connect with your angels. There's how to know if it's your ego, or how do you know if it's your shadow, or how do you know if it's your inner child, or how do you know you're going crazy, or like, or how do you know it's your intuition? Like, this is all the questions that and answers and everything that I teach in this course. Everything that I've learned spiritually over my years of my journey is in this course, because I don't want you to fumble around and take as long to go through what I went through and all the hardships I went through. I'm like fast tracking you so you can trust your intuition and get on purpose straight away. Okay, because the thing is that people are like, I want to know my purpose, and it's like, well, do you trust your intuition to take the steps you need to do the next thing? And they're like, well, no, I keep going backwards. And it's like, yeah, well, that's the first step. We need to be able to trust ourselves and clear out all the crap in our aura that enables us to be able to move forward. And then trust our intuition. We become lighter, our vibration becomes lighter, our reality changes. And we also, when we're removing all this trauma and pain and stuff from our past, everything becomes clearer, because we're not clogged up with all the hurts and pains and trauma in our aura and in our reality, right? It's our energetic reality. So let me pop the link in the comments. That's for Trust Your Intuition. You probably see me post it on my page, or you'll be able to scroll down and see it as well. But the link is also in the comments now too for you. So if you got any questions about that, obviously send me a message, but I've just extended it for whatever reason they told me to extend it. So I'm trusting my intuition with that. All right, so let me have a scroll through. There's lots of fresh yeses. Okay, so let me see, because the card fell out. Okay. All right, I'll read your comment in a moment. Dana Matter. Okay. All right. Is it Ayana? I think it's Ayana. Ayana, and Alana's right on top of it. I'm like, Ayana, Alana. Am I doing this double thing again? I don't know. Pay attention, Alana. It feels like you've both said yes, please too. Oh, and Anna underneath has just said yes, please too. All right. So is Ayana still here? And again, I know I'm not, as she said, pronunciation is close enough. So I'll just wait to see if you're still here. I think you would be. Okay. All right, so Alana's still here. And my laptop's going to die in a second. Okay. Interesting, Meg. I'm always researching varying historical factors and looking at timelines from around the world to pick up the actual truth of history. Be really interesting to read what you come out with. Yeah, I'm so curious about it too, because I always do that too, right? Yeah, okay, cool. You're both here. All right, it's so interesting because it fell out, like I said. So this is the play card. Yeah, play. Time to play more. It says, beloved one, it is time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will lift your energy so that you will return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy. Okay. Oh, okay, so I'm just like feeling a lot of energy, Ayana. Oh my goodness. Okay, Iana. Okay, thank you. I think I'm saying it right now. Iana. So, Iana. Okay, so Anna and Alana, just obviously tune in. Because for Iana, I'm feeling like it's like this big heavy weight on my back. So I was like, oh, like I could feel it as I started to talk and tune in. And it's almost like you know where our shoulder blades are. So if I was, you know, behind someone, it's almost like I'm pushing them down, like, you know, not on shoulders, but literally like shoulder blades and like pushing them down. And it makes me wonder, like, what are you carrying? Like, it's literally like you've got a backpack of bricks and you're carting them around. I'm like, whose crap are you carting around? Who's like, who are you picking up the pieces for? Who are you putting everyone ahead of you? What shit are you carrying around? Like, that's what it feels like. Like, do you know what I mean? But it's heavy. And it's almost making me feel sick, like not energetic sick, not sick, but I'm just like, oh, why would you want to carry that? Like, whose stuff are you carrying? Like, what, why aren't you playing? Why aren't you doing, like, why are you carrying this around when you should be out playing? Like, you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. And then it makes me, you know, question then as well, like, why aren't you letting yourself have the fun? Like, why are you carrying this burden around? Why do you think you have to do the hard work to then play? Why aren't you rewarding yourself now? What's, like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're the kind of messages coming through with the play, you know, and like the lilies on the, you know, the flowers of the lilies on the, oh yeah, the lilies. We all know the story. Like, the lily, like, comes up, you know, through the mud, and it's so dark, and the mud and the water, and then it's kind of moving, and then it flowers like through the light. That's, you know, going through the light, like going up, like traveling through the dark to then get to the light. You don't have to travel through the dark to get to the light. You don't have to carry the freaking backpack around to then go and play. Like, no, that's a belief system for a society. You have to do the work, have to go to school for 12 years, and then you have to, like, get a house and a job, and then you have to retire, and then you can play. Like, no, scrap that paradigm out the freaking window, and, like, goodbye. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no, this is a time for rewriting your reality. So for you, Anna, Lana, the Akashic Record meditation, I feel like would be really helpful for you guys if you don't have it already. I think I posted it today or yesterday or something. Like, to rewrite history and create your future. In a sense of, like, if you go into that meditation with the intention to release this, like, it's so interesting, right? Because it's like this big backpack. It's like a big weight. Like, it literally would be like, you know, for carrying a backpack of bricks, it's like, oh, like, it's freaking heavy on the back. Like, you imagine, right? Rewriting reality, yeah. And it's like, it's almost like the bricks or that weight is representing, it's both, right? It's like, whose crap are you carrying around, start with, right? But also, it's representing the old paradigm of the reality that it's time to change for yourself, like belief systems and, you know, paradigms and, like, realities, like, you know, that's what creates a reality, the paradigm that you've been living in. So, like, you know, if you're living in this little paradigm of work hard and then play, it's kind of like, what, you know, what comes up when I say, play more and work less. Like, it's okay to receive more and do less. And you know, like, if you listen, your mind's like, oh no, we have to do this and this, and then we can. Like, do you know what I mean? And I just feel like, okay, I just need to, like, take this backpack off, right? So So Iana says, oh my goodness, I have no idea, but yes, I've been feeling heavy for a very long time. Yeah, right. So these realities, these paradigms, these, you know, like backpacks, like these bricks on your back, like you don't need to carry them around anymore, right? So definitely check in with who are you picking up the pieces for, who's crappy carrying around, like is it family, is it generational, is it current relationship? But then also, you know, like looking at the belief paradigms of literally, you know, like those belief systems, you know, especially if you're feeling exhausted or you're just like almost bored of like, oh, is this all there is to life? You know, like in a way, I'd be really checking in with that. Yes, rewriting reality. Yes. Anxiety plus some for so many years and have shut down completely. Definitely time to change because I'm just existing or everyone else, not living for myself. Yeah, that's where I'm getting. I'm like, why are you picking up pieces for other people and not doing you? Like, do you know what I mean? So in trust intuition, like this is where we get to uncover like what the freaking hell is that, you know, like, and it literally is a journey to release. I guess this is what I was just talking about before I read the card, right? You know, like when we're carrying around all this energetic baggage, trauma, pain from this life, from what we picked up in our mother's womb to generational down the line to past life, like that's all sitting in our aura, you know what I mean? And that's why some people, like, you know, they don't really know how to listen to their intuition or hear it, or they're not very clear, or they doubt it a lot because there's all this trauma in their body. Like, you know how I say our aura is like a big bubble around us and it's just full of crap. Like if you haven't done any work, that's why you're not clear or why you don't hear it, because there's all this crap. And so in trust intuition, it's a process of being able to get all this out, right? So you're clearer, so you can hear intuition, and then you know who you are and your purpose. Like it just becomes clear because we clear all the crap out, right? And all the tools and the processes and the healing and everything is in trust intuition. So it's interesting that I was just talking about that. So the anxiety, okay, the anxiety, when you say, I have shut down completely, like anxiety is a shutdown of the heart. The anxiety is a shutdown of the heart. Anxiety is a shutdown of, you know, like all of that. Yeah, it's like if we shut down, it's like all this energy kind of can't move. It's almost like the bricks are the trapped energy, which creates anxiety because there's no room to breathe. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that's like there's so much crap in there, if that makes sense. You know, that's why I'm like, who's crappy carrying around? You know, and also like with the shoulder blades and that feeling, it's like, oh, like the backpack. But ultimately, like I said, it's not the shoulders. It's literally like, you know, where the shoulder blades kind of are, it's a little bit further down from your shoulders in a way. That pressure, you know, our wings come out of our shoulder blades, like the back of our shoulder blades there, right? And be so curious if you're tight, if you get tight shoulders or even shoulder blades or anything like that, skin rashes or anything on your arms, pains in your arms or anything like that too, because our wings come out of our back. So if our wings are clipped, chained, shut down, tied up, cut off, you know, like that will create that heaviness as well, right? Through the back there, which can't breathe, right? Hey, Emily. Okay. So Alana says, oh my God, on point. We've moved town 3 months ago, just before the virus created havoc. So I've been out of work and relying on my partner to get us through. So that's my heaviness, and then also carrying my sister and her problems. Time to let that shit go. So if I can got enough of my own problems, right? Maybe you need to get some support from a trained therapist. That's what we say to people where we're not able to support them anymore. Okay, I love you, but it's only so much help that I can give you. Maybe you need to get some help otherwise elsewhere. Okay, so Anna says, not doing everything myself and not sharing the load with others. Yeah, time to let yourself receive help, which helps open our heart, let alone open our whole energy field, to allow the energy to start moving rather than it just being like this closed, heavy, protected, stopped, like energy stuck, can't move. Same thing again, right? It's intense. Yeah, it's a thing. Hey, Rebecca. Amen. Yeah. So that's a play, because then, you know, because sometimes we're like, play? The fuck is play? As if I got time to play, right? As if I've got time to play. That's how we feel. Sorry, card, that wasn't very nice of me throwing you down there. I'm sorry. We love your play. We love play. Not Siri. No, Siri. Are you...
I don't have an answer for that.
Are you Siri? Do you love me? That's what it said. I don't have an answer for that. Don't you love me, Siri? I love you. Okay. All right. So play. When we release all this stuff out of our aura, we're naturally lighter. We naturally have energy for this. We naturally start remembering who we are and what brings us joy. We naturally feel lighter, jumping on the water, lilies, rather than being bogged down in the mud. Interesting, right? Oh dear. And it's so interesting, like the bottom card of the deck is the cleanse and detoxify. So it's kind of like, yeah, don't need to carry the crap anymore, guys. You know, and the cleanse and detoxify, as I always say, it can be a physical detox, but it can also be more of, you know, energetic detox as well, because clearing the stuff out of your aura and past life and inner child and relationship healing and masculine and feminine healing, like, whew, that's big energetic work. That's a big detox in itself. Yeah, removing all that stuff. So always be mindful of that. But it's very, very pertinent. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't very bad. I felt bad throwing the card. I'm like, oh, I can't leave it down there. Do you guys feel like that? Like with books or teddies and stuff? Like I'm just like, I can't, like I feel them. Like I just have so much respect for them. Yeah. Hey, beautifuls. I see new people joining live. Hey, Sherry. Okay, Alana says, and the lilies on the card, that's my daughter's birth month flower, and it's my favorite flower. Of course it is. Any more confirmation for you? It's time to play and let those white wings come out. I love that so much. Oh, guys, that's all I'm going to do for tonight. So thank you for joining me live. If you think this can help somebody, please share it. Remember, trust intuition. I've extended the days because Spirit told me to. So I'm trusting and I'm following through on that and really allowing that to come through. And I don't know, I've built my business on trusting my intuition. So I'll keep listening to that. So Anna says, wow, so much appreciation. Thank you. Your radiant heart chakra rose quartz tonight. Yeah, I am, aren't I? Thank you. This was amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, you're so welcome. How awesome. Reading 3 people at once. See, this is what I mean, guys. You'll read one person and it's not just for one. If you guys are paying attention, like, look at what just happened, right? I read 2 and then I read 3 at the same time. So, yeah, it's so interesting because it can tune into you all. So, yeah, it's so nice to hang out with you guys. I love you guys joining me live. So, yeah, so send me a message if you've got any questions about trusted intuition. So interesting seeing me bundled up for winter. I know you won't see me bundled up for winter for much longer at all. So yeah, you're so welcome, Greg. So lovely to have you here. And yeah, send me a message if you've got any questions about trusted intuition. As I said, you don't have to do the certification if you don't want to, but you join the Trusted Intuition Tribe. You don't have to get the Trusted Intuition Tribe tattoo, but that is the Trusted Intuition Tribe tattoo. Oh my goodness, what country am I in? And this is the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So I don't know if you guys know that about my tattoo, since we're talking about all the matriarchal and divine balance healing tonight. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. I don't know, I haven't spoken about that for a long time. So I love it. You're so welcome, Karen, Meg, you're so welcome, Iana. We'll definitely have to get in touch with you and get some guidance as to how to do the clearing and things. Yeah, so we can work together one-on-one. Like I do all this stuff with my clients, and there's a few different programs that we can work together one-on-one in that way. Otherwise, if you want to do it yourself and join the tribe and learn how to do the tools, because even if you work with me one-on-one, I'm still teaching you the tools, right? Because that's how I work. I'm not like, you come to me and I'm like, I heal you. Like, that's not how I work. Like, you come to me and I teach you how to heal with the guidance from me, specifically, intuitively about your specific situation. So it brings a lot of clarity a lot faster, I guess, in working with me one-on-one, and that would be the benefit over doing the course and learning it yourself, but you still get the support in the Facebook group. I do fortnightly live stream support calls in there as well. So, but yeah, so there's different options for sure, but definitely send me a message and we can work out what's best and what will suit you best. You're so welcome, Lisa. Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you. Yes, if you think this can help somebody, please share it or tag their name in the comments. You can send it to them in a private message or on YouTube. Remember to like and subscribe and comment below. If you've got any questions on YouTube, I will definitely come in there and answer you. And I shall see you guys soon. Love you guys, heaps.